प्रमोद बोलना तो हाँ सर.
आप शुरू करें. करेंगे शुरू कि मैं करूं? A very good evening to all of you. Today is a momentous day. Many international events have happened, but I have specifically come to talk about the NSG plenary in Seoul and events leading up to today's outcome at Seoul. We are highly disappointed with the outcome of the NSG plenary at Seoul. The government had raised huge expectations with a last minute flurry of activity by the Prime Minister himself, by the Foreign Minister, Foreign Secretary, and various delegations that crisscross the world capitals. We're looking forward to a positive outcome because that would have been the culmination of the work started by the UPA when it came to power in May 2004, beginning with the July 2005 joint statement with President Bush and Dr. Manmohan Singh, which opened up the possibility of nuclear cooperation with the global powers and United States in particular. Lot of diplomatic activity followed, and it ultimately led to the historic 2008 decision of the NSG in its plenary in August-September, when an unconditional one-time waiver was granted to India for India to continue with nuclear commerce with United States and the rest of the world. It effectively ended the nuclear apartheid and allowed India to import much needed nuclear fuel to continue our nuclear energy program. Further diplomatic activity followed, and that led to the November 2008 joint statement by President Obama and Dr. Singh, where the US President unequivocally agreed to support India to join the 4 technology denial regimes, the MTCR, the NSG, the Australia Group and Wassenaar Arrangement. The diplomatic activity continued. We passed the nuclear liability law and continued to engage with the world capitals, continued to import the much needed uraniums. In May 2014, there was a change of government. And I think government wanted to continue on the good work done by the UPA government in its 10-year rule. There were some sporadic successes, some failures. personalized diplomacy by the Prime Minister, all leading to the energy plenary in Seoul, where expectations were raised on the background of Prime Minister's visit to specific countries to gain support, and finally Prime Minister's dash to Tashkent for the SCO summit, where he met the Chinese president and made a personal plea to the Chinese president to consider India's request for energy membership on fair and objective criteria. But what we have today is that that request has not been accepted. China has continued its opposition to India's entry into energy. And what is highly disappointing is out of 48 countries, anywhere between 10 to 16 countries, by various accounts, have either opposed India's attempts at gaining the energy membership or not supported it at all. So leading to all this, the statement by the Indian Foreign Minister, Srimati Sushma Swaraj, that India has no objection to entry of Pakistan into energy based on merit is absolutely shocking. Congress party would vehemently oppose this equating of India and Pakistan by Indian Foreign Minister. Pakistan's record of non-proliferation is deplorable, particularly what Dr. A.Q. Khan did to proliferate, to give nuclear technologies and material to rogue states is all well known. And with this background, for India to say that we have no objection to Pakistan being member of energy is not acceptable at all. China has made it clear that India's application did not even come up for discussion. That what was discussed instead was a criteria for entry of non-NPT countries into energy. Since there are only two applications by India and Pakistan, effectively China equated India and Pakistan. There was not even a discussion of India's application in the energy plenary, and the meeting ended without any definite timetable when India's application will be taken up next. I think it is a huge diplomatic letdown of the country after raising expectations to such a great height. And the Prime Minister must explain what went wrong and what is the Prime Minister's stand on Pakistan, particularly about Pakistan's standard of behavior on non-proliferation, about Dr. A.K. Khan's work, Pakistan's role in giving nuclear technology in an unauthorized manner. And in view of that, how can India welcome Pakistan's membership of NPT, whatever merit, word merit that is used, and you know that there are some countries, friends, who are supporting Pakistan's case. I think the statement by Mr. Wang Qin, the Chinese representative at Energy, is very clear when he said that Pakistan is a close friend while India is a near neighbor. China has made very clear distinction between a friend and a neighbor. Also, the number of countries which opposed India, we are not with India, we are not supporting India, varies from between 10 to 16. The statement by Indian Foreign Office said that 32 countries are supporting India's application, which would also mean that out of 48 member countries, 16 are not supporting. The Chinese interlocutor had said almost a dozen countries are not supporting India. So energy is divided. Now I want to juxtapose what happened in Seoul going back to 2008. Exactly similar situation, the same NSG, the Nuclear Suppliers Group plenary, agreed to grant India an unconditional waiver. Nobody raised the issue about our NPT status. Nobody put a precondition about procedures and criteria. But at that time, there was heavy lifting, a very strong support by United States and success of Indian diplomacy. And I'd like you to kindly consider the 2008 decision of the Energy Plenary with today's decision with the same 48 members who effectively thwarted India's application. There are many other issues related with it. This is basically what we'd like to discuss, is what Pak NSA has said, that why United States was supporting India. It's very clearly articulated that US wanted to contain China, to prevent resurgence of Russia, and to keep Muslim world in a state of controlled chaos. These are the quotations by Pak NSA. What has been India's response? On the whole, we are extremely disappointed by the outcome of the entire efforts to get into the NSG, to become member of the NSG, particularly the outcome of today's plenary. And I would like the government to clarify its stand about Pakistan being allowed to become the NSG member, and that India dropping its objections to Pakistan's deplorable record of nuclear proliferation. Thank you. Well, take questions on the other.
Mr. Chavan, since NPT seems to have become a deal breaker at this energy plenary, do you think that it is now time that India should sign nuclear non-proliferation treaty?
Absolutely not. It's been our consistent stand that it is a discriminatory treaty, and we will not sign it as such at all. And let me again remind you that NPT did not come in the way of energy granting India an unconditional waiver in 2008. देखिए, जैसे मैंने कहा अभी, तो चीन ने कहा कि पाकिस्तान हमारा मित्र है, करीबी मित्र है, और भारत हमारा पड़ोसी है. ये उन्होंने कल ही कहा है. तो इसका मतलब यही है कि वो पाकिस्तान को भारत के बराबर इक्वेट करना चाहते हैं. पाकिस्तान ने जो भी गलतियां की, विशेषकर न्यूक्लियर तकनीक का प्रचार प्रसार करने में जो गलत तरीके से और राष्ट्रों को न्यूक्लियर टेक्नोलॉजी दी गई है, जिससे प्रोलिफरेशन करने में उनका जो ट्रैक रिकॉर्ड का है, उसको वो मिटाना चाहते हैं. अब भारत का रिकॉर्ड बहुत अच्छा रिकॉर्ड रहा है, जो सभी मानते हैं, सभी स्वीकार करते हैं, उसके बराबर पाकिस्तान को लाने की चीन की कोशिश है. Well, I think it's a serious matter. I think, first of all, Prime Minister himself must clarify.
And I'm asking about resignation.
No, I mean, he must clarify.
But he does not want resignations of foreign ministers.
No, that's the point. I think there's a big colossal failure. I mean, there's no doubt about that.
The head should not roll.
No, it's not for me to call for heads to be rolled. I think we need explanation and then find out if somebody is goofed up.
On the other point, Subramanian Swamy today has gone to another level altogether about telling Arun Jaitley how to wear, not to look like a waiter. On the other point, he's saying that bloodbath will start, and BJP leadership now is saying they're very angry with his tweets. But ultimately, it's the poor Babu who has been affected. How do you respond to this entire thing?
It's a comedy theater. One could have laughed it off except for the fact that it's having a tremendous impact. There is a crisis on with the Brexit vote today. And in that view, we needed a very united leadership of the foreign ministry, a united leadership of the finance ministry, as the foreign ministry in case of energy. But it's a comedy theater going on. And Prime Minister is not able to control Mr. Swamy, or is he working at the behest of somebody? And there's an open war going on between Mr. Swamy, who wants to become the finance minister, and the current finance minister. No, I think we had one referendum on Goa long time back. I don't think the country wants more referendum. I think this matter could be resolved at a political level. Are you talking about the EU vote? Well, I think it's a serious development. Many people did not expect Britain to vote the way they did. But I think if you look at global politics, there is a resurgence of xenophobia in the world. Migration crisis has really taken its toll. And to me, I think it appears more as a decision on the possible crisis of migration more than economy. But Britain has voted. There will be impact on India because India is the largest investor in Britain, more than any other country. And I think our interests will have to be protected. If Indian companies have to do well, the British economy must hold up. One expects that British economy will not be very badly or adversely affected by the outcome of the exit. Because if British economy is adversely affected, Indian companies who are invested in India or Indian companies who have a huge trade with Britain, they will also be affected. I expect government to come out with some kind of a plan of action about the outcome of the EU vote soon. Thank you. बाकी यांचं पण बट करें
पहले डीब्रीफिंग कर दें फिर राइट करा दें।
मैं कर लूँगा आपके साथ मैं कर लूँगा आई डू इट विद नहीं वो सबको करेंगे
मराठी में हवा चाहिए, सिर्फ मराठी में।
थैंक यू